I worked 2 jobs to pay for community college, while my parents funded my brother's lifestyle. Now he inherited everything and wants me to pay for his wedding. What would you do? My spoiled brother inherited all the money and wants even more. And now he's demanding we pay for his wedding too, because family should stick together, when he literally sued us 3 years ago to get our grandmother's house that wasn't even supposed to be his in the first place. But our parents always bailed him out of everything, while me and my sister worked 2 jobs just to pay for community college, flipping burgers at night and stocking shelves on weekends just to scrape together tuition money, while he partied at state school for 1 whole semester before dropping out to become a cryptocurrency influencer, which was honestly the most ridiculous thing I'd ever heard. But mom and dad just nodded along like it was a legitimate career path and supported him financially while he made these cringeworthy YouTube videos about Dogecoin and Bitcoin that maybe got 12 views each, including our family members who felt obligated to watch. And the whole influencer thing lasted about 6 months before reality hit, and he moved back home into his childhood bedroom and started selling our dad's tools on Facebook Marketplace without asking permission, taking dad's vintage Craftsman set that he'd collected over 30 years of construction work and hawking it for quick cash, while dad was literally still alive and using those tools in his workshop. But when confronted about it, he just shrugged and said dad wasn't using them anyway, which broke my father's heart, though he never said anything because he never wanted to rock the boat with his precious youngest son. And when dad died last year after a brutal 8-month battle with cancer that drained every penny we had, he somehow convinced mom to change the will, even though she has early dementia and can barely remember our names most days, asking me who I am when I visit, and looking confused when I mention my own children. But she remembers him perfectly, because he visits every single day, not out of love, but asking for money and manipulating her confused state to his advantage, which is honestly one of the most disgusting things I've ever witnessed. And now he inherited the house worth $400,000 and dad's entire retirement fund that was supposed to be split 3 ways, while we got nothing except debt from dad's medical bills that we're still paying off $20,000 each that we'll be sending payments on for the next decade, while he's living mortgage-free in our childhood home. And yesterday, he calls me with this entitled tone in his voice, saying his fiancée wants a $50,000 wedding, and since he already spent most of his inheritance on a Tesla Model S and a Rolex Submariner that he constantly posts pictures of on Instagram with captions about living his best life, he needs us to chip in as a family, because apparently we're family when he needs money, but we weren't family when he was posting on social media about how his loser siblings were trying to steal his rightful inheritance and hiring some expensive lawyer to make sure we couldn't contest anything legal about the will changes. And my sister has 3 young kids under 10 and works at Walmart for barely above minimum wage, struggling to keep food on the table and pay rent on her tiny 2-bedroom apartment. And I'm a high school teacher living paycheck to paycheck in a profession that society pretends to value, but pays like garbage. But somehow we're supposed to fund his destination wedding in Bali, complete with overwater bungalows and a private beach ceremony, while he drives around in a car that costs more than we make in 2 years combined. And when I told him absolutely not, there was no way we could afford that, even if we wanted to help, which we didn't, he started crying actual tears like a toddler having a tantrum, and immediately called mom, who of course called me within minutes saying I need to help my brother because he's struggling financially. And I asked her, how exactly is he struggling when he just bought a $60,000 car last month? And she couldn't answer that question, but kept repeating like a broken record that family is family, and I should do the right thing and support him in his time of need, as if wanting an extravagant wedding constitutes a genuine emergency. And honestly, I just hung up on her because I'm completely done pretending this is normal family behavior, and I'm tired of being guilt-tripped into enabling his selfish, entitled lifestyle while my sister and I struggle to survive.